Parties do not smell bad. They really don't, or I wouldn't spend so much time doing this. My name's Kate Horowitz, and I run the Organ House. We're a sex-positive community, and our mission is to normalize non-monogamy and sexual exploration.
My name is Ellis, and I am the Chief Operating Officer of the Organ House, and I'm the Chief Executive Officer of the Mango Dome, a space for sex positivity and sex classes and sex parties, and I'm the Executive Director of the Orgy Dome at Burning Man.
I've been with my husband now for 8 years, and it's been something that we've been talking about together for a really long time. Many of the spaces I was finding parties for people to come and have sex or explore non-monogamy were run by men, and I thought that that needed to change.
I started going to play parties for the first time when I was about 22. Ended up working with Ben and Kate, helping them organize the Organ House parties, and after that I started the Mango Dome and started throwing parties there. Once you kind of build that reputation, it snowballs from there. We do ask everybody to know their STD status before they go to any play party.
If you do have a positive status, that's okay. Like, we still welcome you.
We're not gonna ask anybody for any paperwork. I don't think it's an ethical choice to keep somebody out of any event just because they have some disease.
I don't want to perversely incentivize anybody to lie about that fact either. You must disclose that information to any potential partners. One of the things you have to do to find these spaces is be open with people about what you're looking for. Reddit has been a good resource for people because there are some subreddits there about non-monogamy, open relationships.
There's a few different feeder events that we have, like Poly Happy Hour. It's a good place to get to know other people that are already in the community.
We ask everyone to apply and list a current member as a reference.
They're extremely inclusive events. From trans men and trans women to LGBT people, I am very, very openly bisexual. The queer community is there in force.
We do not ask people to submit photos when they sign up. I've been to those parties where everyone is screened and you have to submit a picture. You end up in a room full of people that think they're really hot and are actually really boring. No means no used to be a popular slogan, and now it's been replaced by yes means yes, but what does that mean? Does it mean you have to say yes every 5 minutes? So what we decided to do is actually come up with the rules that we felt would keep people the safest in our space. Naked in a room full of strangers, even just a touch on the shoulder can feel more forward than it was intended.
Producing a culture based around enthusiastic consent is one of our very primary goals.
We make every single person who applies get on an orientation call with us.
That consent looks like a yes or a no.
You don't owe this person an explanation for why you're going to say no. All you have to say is no thank you. I encourage people to even practice saying no here.
Just because I asked that I could touch your shoulder does not mean that I can touch your butt. You need to ask for consent for every step in that process. Consent can be revoked at any time.
This isn't like an FYI for men, this is everybody.
It is explicitly stated during the party that if you have any questions, concerns, or want to report something that feels uncomfortable, you are more than welcome to come up to anybody that has one of the glowing wristbands on that we wear during the party to identify people that you can come up and approach.
This is one of the places where we can kind of gently course correct when people have bad consent practices or bad habits. If we feel like somebody is purposefully breaking the rules, they are no longer welcome at our events. I'm a girl and I run the event, so I think that there are a lot of women who hopefully see me and feel safer. This party is for everybody, but it is specifically a safe place for young women like me to come and explore these, fantasies and questions that you have about yourself. We'll never say, come see all these sexy women, or like, gross. We would never say that.
The stereotype is that, oh, you're gonna host a sex party and it's just gonna be a ton of single horny dudes that show up. We've often had parties that are female dominated. Women are just as horny as men, and if you provide a safe environment for them to feel like they won't be slut shamed and they can express their sexuality freely, it turns out that there's a lot of men that are intimidated by that and a lot of women that are interested in being in that environment. At the party, we have delicious, delicious cheese platters.
Condoms, lube.
And puppy pads and wet wipes.
Clean sheets and fluffy pillows.
Tampons and pads.
Flossy sticks and mouthwash cups and Q-tips.
The highest budget that we ever had was about $5,000.
We do not make any money off of this. On average, it's about 110, 120.
Focus on the number of people per square foot in the orgy.
F***. You need about 12 square feet to f***. And so we'll measure like the amount of space that we have. So your studio has 60 f***s. Then when we start giving out tickets, like when we've sold the last ticket, we're like, okay, we have no more to give. The cleanup crew is a brave crew. It's usually headed by Ellis.
This guy. Well, I actually literally will post on Craigslist, I need a team of people to clean up after a sex party.
There's a lot of volunteers, and we'll give them a free ticket or something.
One guy sent me a response saying, in my home country, I used to clean up crime scenes. You'll never know that anything ever happened here.
It's just like cleaning up after a regular party. There's just as many dirty cups and fallen soldiers. It's just much more relaxed than they expected. It's kind of democratizing to see that other people's bodies have flaws too.
I think one of the biggest misconceptions is that it's a free-for-all, anything goes. You wouldn't be able to say no to anything if you were there. It's a bunch of people, most of whom are friends with each other, that like f***ing their friends. It is absolutely our goal and one of my core missions in life to destigmatize sex and sexuality. We're in the midst of seeing a sexual revolution, and it is our goal to try to foster that movement and try to be an incubator for it.
We've put a lot of effort into making Organ House and our events something that we're really proud to talk openly about. I'm not like ashamed to invite anybody to this. I don't have like a separate, alter ego that I use to host these or anything. I'm just me. And that's how I want the people who come to our parties to be able to feel about this part of their lives also. You could totally have a 60-person orgy in here. Can I?